Again, thank you for the warm welcome here. And it's a pleasure for me to be here the second time in a few months already and to have the chance to tell you what I think on the Agenda 2030 and to discuss a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit in a hurry because we have at 2 p.m. a meeting with our Ministry of Labour, Andrea Nahles, on the to regulate the laws for striking. You experienced maybe in the last couple of days or weeks, so we want to change the law there, and we have a meeting on this. So unfortunately, I have to leave 10 minutes to 2. I'm sorry for that. Therefore, I suggest that I just point out some of my ideas and that we have at least some minutes for discussion also left, so I think that is hopefully also in your interest. I think Germany is today still in a quite good shape, despite all the previous prophets of doom. Our economic basic data is still quite good. We have today the highest, not only percentage, also on number of people working we ever had in Germany. Now we have almost 43 million people who are working, and everybody who is working pays taxes and pays in the social security network, and therefore we are in a quite good shape, and we have the lowest unemployment rate we ever had. We have the highest investment in R&D. 3% of our gross national product is now reinvested for research and development, for further innovation. Despite of the fact we are well off today, I think if we are not keep on doing or changing our instruments for the future, we will not be in the same good position than we are today in the year 2014. And therefore, I think we need an Agenda 2030. That's 16 years from now. What are the challenges in the next 10 to 15 years? And they are different from the Agenda 2010. We had 12, 13 years ago the discussion in Germany about the Agenda 2010 with flexibilization of labor, with innovation changes and other things, which made it possible that we are now in that good position we are in at the moment. But the challenges are now different from the challenges at the beginning of the century. So let me point out what are 10 main obstacles for the Agenda 2030. First of all, I think we should keep on track with the fiscal consolidation. Consolidation of our budget and reducing the debt is one side of the medal, and it makes it possible that we foster growth on the other side of the medal. We have, and that's the second one, a huge demographic challenge within Germany. Germany is one of the oldest countries, so to say, in the world. The average German is exactly as old as I am, 47. And if you go to other countries in the world, if you go to the emerging markets, a lot of the emerging markets, the average population is 25, 22, and if you go to Africa or to Egypt, for example, the average population, or in Vietnam, is about 18 or 19. So you see we have a huge demographic challenge, and the people are getting older. Therefore, it is necessary that we keep our people working longer, because if people are living longer, the period of the working period has also to be extended. That's one of our largest challenges we have, fighting the demographic situation and addressing skilled labor shortage. From now, in next 10 years, we are going to leave about 6.5 million people out of our workforce. I mentioned at the beginning 43 billion. And if we are doing nothing, we will have 6.5 million less people working. And the expenditures is not shrinking in the same. So that's one of our major challenges. We also have now to avoid restraining measures which fosters bureaucracy. There are a lot of ideas, quotas for women in management positions, anti-stress law, and other things like that. I think that's not the time to decide for such measures. Then, fifth, we have to invest in research and development. I already mentioned we have a lot of programs, especially for the small and medium-sized industries, to bring their products, their ideas better to the market, and we want to, or we have to increase that even more. At the moment, we spend about €1 billion a year only on the federal level for small and medium-sized companies that they can bring their ideas to the market. And one of the largest challenges is the digital growth. We have to build the infrastructure for broadband, and we also have to create a surrounding where all the new enterprises and ideas related to digitization has the chance to grow. We are still industrial powerhouse, but we have to link the traditional industries to the IT sector. We call it Internet 4.0. The next challenge is that we have the transformation of our energy system. We want to reduce our energy demand by 50%. The primary energy demand by 2050 shall be reduced by 50%. That means we have to increase energy efficiency. We want to decarbonize our industry and our energy production. In 2050, we want to emit at least 80% less CO2 emissions compared to 1990. And the left energy demand is to be filled mostly out of renewables. That's why we do a lot to increase renewable electricity production, as well as to bring the renewables to the housing sector, to the warming, heating and cooling sector, in the real estate and in the housing sector, and also for the transportation sector, e-mobility, just as one of the words which is key to that. And therefore, we have to transform this system to bring it to the market. We have to form a new market design for energy, starting from 2017 onwards, a kind of big bang for the energy market. That's where we have to do, otherwise the cost will be too high for this transition we are undertaking at the moment. And then 8, I think we should work on, it's a European task, but I think the key is, for at least for the European Union, also in Germany, that we bring TTIP, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, to a positive end and make a success. It's a huge discussion ongoing at the moment in Germany especially, and in Europe. I think that's the framework where we can maybe last time that Europe and US together, which have 800 million people, the largest common market in the world, that we can define standards for the future, define that our standards in technology in as well as in labor standards or in environmental standards will be world standards or will become world standards. If we are not succeed with TTIP, other countries, other regions will set the standards. You know, there is also undergoing a negotiation. The US are also not only negotiating with Europe, the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, they are also negotiating the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And then finally, we need a harmonization of foreign and security policy within Europe because I think, and fulfill the single European market, if we are not able to do that, then I see that we will not be able to keep on European position we are in at the moment. I think a critical mass to play a key role in the world for the future is to join forces within Europe and to speak with one voice and to act with one voice in the world. Otherwise, Europe will be questioned if we still are playing a key role, one of G3, let me call it G3 in 2030, besides China, besides the US and maybe other emerging countries and regions. So I think these are, for example, for my points, the bullet points for 10 measures that if we are able to work on this and to bring that to a positive result, then we have the chance that we will keep or will be in the same position than we are today, still as an economic powerhouse in and for Europe, with growth rates and with the possibility to pay our social security networks and other things like that. That, from my point of view, ideas and pillars for this agenda, and I'm looking forward to discuss at least a few minutes with you my ideas and maybe your ideas. Thank you very much. The glass is half full and not half empty. If you look back where we have been 30, 40 years ago, we had now the breakdown of the wall 2 days ago, 25 years ago. If you look back to the 80s, we already had not the European Union, we had the European Community at this time, and we were only talking about farming surpluses for butter and milk and things like that. And if you look where we are today with a single European market, there is still something to do, especially on the energy market, to establish, for example, European European grid for electricity and gas as well. But if you look what we reached, if you are going to buy a car or an iPhone or a bottle of water or whatever within Europe, we have fulfilled already the European single market, also on the labor side. And the current crisis hopefully will bring some movement in the better integration of the European labor markets. And so I think you mentioned also the European, the euro, the single European currency. Of course, we are in problems in Europe. We still are tackling against the high debt ratio we have in several countries. But Germany, for example, we managed it, that we are now have a consolidated budget. We start to reduce our debt. We peaked with 83% debt ratio of our gross national product. This year, probably we will have 75, 76, and our goal is in this legislative period, we want to go below 70, and until 2020, we want to reach 60% the Maastricht criteria. So a lot of structural reforms are on the way in Europe. Of course, you can always do more, but if you look what was the situation 5 years ago, we are quite better off. And to this market, single market, financial consolidation and structural reforms on the economic and financial sector, I think we need a third pillar, and that's a common European foreign and security policy. We are spending a lot of money for security, but if you compare it to what US does, it's on absolute figures. It's almost that much what US spends, but if you look to the results, it's not that way. And so if we look to the challenges to Africa, to Near and Middle East, what's going on there in the moment and what is happening there in the next 50 years, Africa will becoming the most populated continent in the world. In 2100, Africa will have more than 5 billion people. That's more than we have in Asia. And I'm deeply convinced we only can have the right answers if we join forces in Europe. So it's still a lot of the way to go, and a huge challenge. And I also see that there are other powers who don't want to have this deeper integration, or if you look what happened in Catalonia these days, or you mentioned Scotland, that's not for sure. And so we have to work on this on a daily basis and give the people an idea what is the major goal behind this joining of forces and a deeper European integration. And we have to convince the people day by day that this is the right way and the right idea. So I think that's not for sure that it will come that way, and that's why I mentioned it. That's one of our major tasks that we can achieve this until 2030. That's my idea, at least. So, sorry. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the discussion. Sorry for being that brief, but hopefully I could at least give you some thoughts and ideas on the Agenda 2030. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pfeiffer. Thank you.